Good evening, everybody, and welcome back again to another live show on the channel. We are going to do whether if Newcastle United are going to do any more business within this current transfer window so far. So far, we've got two new players in. Well, three actually, but we sent one out on loan. And we've let three go, with including one on loan as well. And tonight we've got the new co-host of the channel, Mason. How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad.
Good. Hopefully we'll not have anything what happened on Friday.
Hope not.
Oh, because that was a power nightmare. And we've got Roly joining us tonight as well. How are you doing, Roly?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Thanks for inviting me on the show.
No problem at all. I did ask Tony if he wanted to come on as well, but he said he couldn't make it. So.
Yeah, he's got some stuff he needs to sort out. That's why he's not doing a show tonight.
No problem at all. So, yeah. But anyway, guys, if you do enjoy today's live show, please, of course, remember to hit the thumbs up. Smash that subscribe button. Of course, if you're brand new to the channel, if you're not yet subscribed, please hit that subscribe button because it is completely free to do so. And it does help make the channel grow as well. And, of course, hit that bell notification because it will let you know of any other live shows or any other pre-recorded videos get uploaded to the channel as well. If you want to donate to the channel as well, feel free to hit the super chat, and feel if you want to give something to the channel. If you're feeling generous, feel free to do so. And if you want to become a member for just 99p a month, please do hit that join button to become a member. Once we get enough members, we will look into prize draws. So if you want to be within a chance of that, your chance to become a member of this channel. Now, if anyone recognizes how clear I now look on screen, because that is now I have a new camera, which I'm using now. So I've ditched that old built-in one current on the laptop. So I've got myself a brand new one, which is looking a lot more better so far. So that's great. But anyway, we'll dive into a few comments. So Andrew, good evening. Hope you're well. Bia says, evening. Pedro, Mason, and Uncle Roly says, Bia, hope you're well. Bia, I'm surprised I'm surprised have we not got any PD stands for what tonight?
I was surprised about that.
Explore the nose, he says, evening else. That's no camera, that's a fake tan and eyeliner, says Bia. And he said he preferred the old camera. Hey, cheeky get. But anyways, well then, let's dive into it. So apparently we were thinking we could walk away. We don't know how true is that we were looking, but we could walk away from this deal. But maybe something could be still going on in the background to bring Tino Livramento in. Mason, do you think we could end up now agreeing a deal with Southampton possibly for what is been going on? We're not 100% yet, but do you think there could be something going on in the background?
Hopefully. I mean, they'll probably want to ship out a few players. Obviously, Lavia's been offered by Liverpool. Liverpool's been offered by us, and I think they've just let Diallo, Ibrahim Diallo go to Qatar. I mean, I'll be happy getting him. He looks a decent player, but obviously he just came back from that serious knee injury, so we'll have to bet him in as carefully. But on his day, he's a decent player.
Yeah, Tony. Roly, what do you think could be going on with this Livramento deal?
It's one of those things that if they're looking at Max Aarons, it's probably because they're preparing to let Livramento go. I don't know how true it is, but apparently we're supposed to have a deal with a loan and an option to buy, and then Southampton changed their minds.
All right, okay.
Which is why the club was saying that they keep changing the goalposts. It's feasible. Whether that's what's actually happened or not, I don't know. But that was one of the rumours going around. I'm not too worried about the knee injury because of the way that medical science is now, and so many players get cruciates and then come back and they're as good as they were before they had the injury. As long as the rehab's done properly and they take care of themselves in the healing process, that shouldn't be particularly a problem. one of the good things is talented and he's young. It'd be a great addition to the squad.
Yeah.
I'd like to think that something's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like it when we don't hear anything.
That's what we do, because we now like a surprise, like Isak, Tonali in a way as well. So,
and I think the other thing is that you look at the likes of Chelsea and Aston Villa, West Ham to a certain extent. Their transfer list is the players that we're linked to. We get linked to them for we better get them before Newcastle do.
Don't we?
And I wouldn't be surprised if the club is linking all these things, trying to put people off the scent. They buy up players in that position, and then we can go for the one that we really want unopposed.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they do keep the cards close to the chest, which I love.
Penal dysfunction, says Andrew. God almighty. Livermento is coming. Southampton not pushing for Max Aarons. You were saying there, Roly, as well. Yeah. It's not just a new camera, it's just granny magic, says Via. Evening, lads. Just joined from TTR. Yeah, 2 reviewers live before. But good evening, Tom. Hope you're well as well. I mean, yeah, it would be great. Do you think Southampton may take now? Could they take less than 40 million now for him? Or do you think they're still going to keep it around that price?
I think that
it all depends.
Sorry. You go on, Mason.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. 40 million. It just depends if what's being offered in in the contract and the deal altogether. Like if it's installments or if it's just a full 40 million in altogether. But if it's installments, I think I should do it because it's better for us being 20 million here, 20 million there, and then obviously get the deal done as soon as possible. And because I think if they're wanting the 40 million up front, it's just going to take it. It's just going to make it more difficult for Newcastle wanting to get Dino Livermore if Southampton want full payments up front instead of installments, which I think it's a much better situation.
Well, we'll wait and see. Something could still be going on. Roly, what do you think? Do you think Southampton will take less than 40 million, or do you think they'll stick with their price?
I think there's a lot of poker being played here. I think that we're going to stick to our price. The player wants to come. They played we want this, we want that, and we haven't budged. It could be one where it could go right up to the end of the window if they're stubborn.
It could do, yeah.
But it's one of the, if they're looking at a replacement, I think more than likely that something's been agreed.
Yeah.
Whether it's what our last bid was, or maybe we've added a couple million to the add-ons, just to make them feel like they've won. But I think that I don't think we'll improve our offer because we're hard-nosed when it comes to negotiations.
Yeah.
And I think the other thing that they realise, because we've done it before, is that we're quite happy to walk away from the deal.
Yeah, that's the thingy. We could always walk away if.
And I think clubs are starting to learn that they can't play silly buggers with us and keep changing the price and the goalposts, because we will walk away.
That's it.
And we've done it before. We did it in the first window under the new management when we walked away from Botman and Diego Carlos. We did it last summer when we walked away from Moussa Diaby. We have a habit of doing that. And I think the message is starting to filter through.
Yeah, it could well be.
I think it'll take a few more windows to realise that, I mean, it's quite interesting. In the upcoming Amazon documentary on us, in the actual sort of trailer for it, the two bits that resonated with me in the boardroom, it was me and Dad saying that what seems to be happening is when Newcastle come along, they want to put 20% on the price. And then there's a bit in the car where Amanda was talking to, didn't say what she was talking about, but she says, I think they're bluffing. And that makes me think that they know what they're doing when it comes to negotiations. They know their sticking points. They'll be hard. No, if someone's playing hardball, we can play hardball too. And we're getting this reputation that if you screw us about or the price is too high, we'll walk away, which is the right way to do it.
Yeah, that's it.
Obviously, anytime someone puts a massive fit like Casado, Brighton want 100 million for him. I'm thinking, it's like West Ham with Declan Rice wanting over 100 million for him. Both very good players. Very good players.
Well, not with that much.
They're not 100 million pound players.
No, definitely not. Absolutely not.
But they know that there are clubs that will pay it. So that's why the price is
what's happening with the Cellar Cup? Can you just turn up for Newcastle here, but you've got to have a ticket to get it, whether if you've got both of them or where you've just got just the one day, either the Saturday or the Sunday. But you'll definitely need the ticket to get into the.
Not many left.
I think there's only a few thousand left from when I last seen.
4,000. I seen last night there was 4,500 left for Saturday.
Yeah. Not for a pre-season game. That's pretty good, isn't it?
Well, it is because of where we are now as a club. No wonder people want the tickets now. We're doing our Chelsea's percentage for a Livermental sell-on. I think that's why Southampton are digging their heels in. Maybe says Ronald. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, the sell-on clause is their problem. We just want Livermental. They've got to give Chelsea whatever the sell-on clause is. It's their fault for agreeing for it. Doesn't mean that we have to overpay because they put a big sell-on clause into the thing, into the contract. We'll pay what we think the player's worth, and we won't be fleeced.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Roly. Totally agree. Yeah. Got fired from training kids karate. The parents found out I'm not qualified and just like kicking children, says Pierre. God almighty. Southampton are holding out for Lavia. They certainly are still with Liverpool. Good evening, lads. I think we need to move on from Livermental. The saga's been dragged on. I don't mind getting Dumfries or Vanderson, Ryan Gravenberch, and a forward in the centre-back, says Archer. Well, just with
patience.
Yeah, that's the main thing. Because you never know, something could be still going on in the background. Maybe we've just needed a bit of money.
The thing you've got to remember, in our transfers, you look at the record that we've had under this new ownership, and the players that we bought, a bust, you can't really say there's been a bust. Right, Chris Wood wasn't great, but he did what he had to do, help keep us up. Yep. Target was good during the when he came when we had him on loan, and he lost his place and couldn't get it back last season. Then you look at the other players we bought: Dan Burn, Nick Pope, Botman, Bruno, Isak, Gordon. Well, Gordon is going to be a hit this season. A little bit slow last season, but that's because he was at Everton before he came to us. They came midway through the season. Tonali is going to be a big hit. Barnes is going to be a big hit.
Yep.
We can't afford to throw our money about, so we're making sure we get the right players, and that is the secret of why we did so well last season. Is our recruitment was spot on.
Absolutely,
we've got the right players, and we're not going to stray from that.
Definitely not at all. I know you need to take. I mean, do you have to beat the game before us, or was that what you mean? I don't think you do, actually. I don't think you actually need to off the top of you. If FFP needs some altering the fact that these so-called big six can spend and find loopholes is frustration. The fact, man, you got a 900 million quid deal today is one rule for them. It's the deal with Adidas, 900 million quid.
I mean, the thing about that one is if we got a long-term lucrative deal, everyone would say, oh, it's not fair market value because it's Man United. No one bats an eyelid. It's, I mean, that's the sort of reason why the so-called Big Six and spend freely is because of the sponsorship deals they've got in place.
Yeah, absolutely.
They dwarf ours. I mean, our deal with Castor for the shirts is somewhere between 5 and 6.5 million.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, if that was over 10 years, that's less than 1 year of Man United's deal.
It is. Yep.
It's I mean, everyone thought, oh, Ashley left us in a good place financially, but commercially, he said we just flushed us around the U-bend, and we're playing catch up.
That's
And
the thing.
I'm saying because everyone's shit scared that we're going to run the league, they're trying to put all these rules and barriers in to stop us.
And the fact is, look how much Ashley creamed off the top. How much money what money he could have reinvested back into the club, which he didn't.
And he got his advertising for his sports shop for free.
Absolutely, he did. That's why we're lacking.
I mean, you look at Chelsea. I mean, the reason they're being able to spend so freely is because the players they've sold. I don't know how many players they've sold, but that is around 200 million they've got in, which finances would finance 500 million pound players for a year with the amortization. That's how they can spend so freely, because they're able to sell players, fringe players, or players they don't want for big money.
Yep.
We're not in that situation because of our previous owners' desire just to stay in the Premier League. So he would give big contracts, long contracts to players that he felt were good enough at keeping us in the league. And now these are players we can't get shot off. And you look at Karl Darlow. I mean, he served the club well. He was on the stupid big contract, so we let him go for under £500,000. But I think part of that goes to the. I'm not an expert in FFP, but I know they take the book value into consideration of it. So he's worth at least 5 million.
Yeah,
for $500,000. I mean, it's all these players. We need to get to Jeff Hendrick. I mean, Tony laughs at me when I say it. He's actual. If he wasn't on the wages that he's on, there'd be a club in the Championship that would pay $1.5 million for him.
Yeah.
He's about $1.5 million, maybe 2 million. That's his worth. But the wages he's on, the teams that would want him can't afford him, and the teams that can afford him don't want him.
No.
We're in a bit of the same situation with Fraser. Getting rid of him is the big problem we've got with the fringe players is the wages. It's not the fees. If they were on reasonable wages, there'd be takers for them. Ryan Fraser could do a job at Luton or a Bournemouth. Well, he wouldn't go back to Bournemouth, but a Wolves or a team or Everton even. A team that's going to be at the bottom of the Premier League, he could do a job for them, but no one's going to pay him 60 grand a week. We didn't pay anything, so we could essentially let him go on a free to get the wages off there. But he's worth a few million. Isaac Hayden's problem is his wages and his injury record over the last sort of two or three seasons. So he's going to be hard to shift. Right, we've got Jamal Lewis out on loan. But those are the guys that we just need to get. I mean, Darlow was on a decent whack, which again I think is part of the reason why we let him go so cheap. It's just the wages over the years that have left on the contract that gives us the wiggle room. It's like Maxi, though. I didn't want him to go. I thought the players we should get rid of first, but it's the fact that getting his wages and the transfer fee does actually give us the opportunity to make probably a couple decent value signings this window.
Absolutely,
So it will allow us to get Livramento at a price that we're happy to pay, and probably another player of a similar sort of value, and that's sort of £30 million, and not have to worry about FFP, especially if we can shed some more of the players that we want to get rid of.
Totally, yes. We'll go on with, if we do get Livramento, it could lead, by the looks of it, to on loan for Harrison Ashby. Mason, you've got more info about this, because you said Swansea looks like they could be announcing probably three players up for turning up for medicals. He being one of them, apparently.
Yeah, freedom. Obviously, we've confirmed that Karl Rushworth is signed on a season-long loan, who was linked along with Ashby and a Ukrainian and a Danish. Rushworth's been confirmed, so it's looking highly likely that Ashby will be signing for Swansea on loan, whether it be tomorrow or Wednesday. But it'd be good for Ashby, because he'll probably be going out there to get some more game time, which hopefully he will.
Yeah, he's been good in pre-season, actually. I thought he was good against Brighton. He was certainly good against Rangers, I thought.
Yeah. I mean, you can see the potential there.
Yeah.
I think the difference between him and Livramento is Ashby hasn't started a senior game.
No, he hasn't.
Whereas Livramento played a season in the first team at Southampton.
Yep.
And I think that's why the idea would be to send Ashby in loan. And it also signals that there may be something happening with Livramento.
Yep.
And then next season, with Ashby getting first-team experience, you're keeping the squad to fight with Livramento if he's the guy that comes in. And Trippier, because Trippier's not going to be with us for many more years, because was he 34 this season?
He'd be 33 in September, I believe.
33 in September. So realistically, at the top level, we may get 2 more seasons out of him. And then especially if we continue to be in Europe, he's going to have to be rested. So
that's it.
There's going to be some rotation, so you're going to want someone that's going to be the heir to that position. I think the other thing is Livramento can play on the left.
He can.
So you've got the opportunity of him playing on the left, and Ashby, when he comes back, if he's improved and progresses like he should, you could end up with having Livramento on one side and Ashby on the other. It would be a cracking pair of young fullbacks.
Right. Yeah. I've just read that one. Brilliant tree of the blocked you on Twitter, did they? All right. What did they say, like? What was it for? Is it up down to opinion about ASM? Okay. Manu is 90 million a year for 10 years. That's right. We got 30 for 6 years. That's right. As I say, the two review don't take other people's point of views. Oh, right. I mean, I wonder what's happened then. Yeah. Remember, it's for charity. Really prove that. Well, and it's to get minutes in fitness for the new season as well. This Cellar Cup, and Kugu's going to be a monster.
I think he's on about something. I think he's on about. I think he's on about something else.
All right. Okay.
No, them two transfer sources done. For charity.
All right. And Kugu's going to be a monster for Chelsea this year, but the Toon will still dominate them since Daniel. Well, he could well do. He could even enable as well. Hope you keep him well. I only hope of getting rid of Hendrick is if Steve Bruce gets another job, says Bia. Harvey says, can we not be Ed Fraser Saudi style at the Cellar Cup trophy presentation? I don't think that's going to be allowed. It's a bit extreme. Everton have agreed to deal with Sporting for striker Youssef Chimiti. I heard about that, actually.
I don't know anything about him. Is he any
good?
Never
heard him. Never seen him play, actually. But
never heard of him.
I've heard of his room, but I've never seen him play. If only if it was legal. That would make him 4 foot tall. He can't get on a roller coaster. Like, says Ronald. Right then, there's a rumour going round for this player, which I've seen. We don't know how true it is. Again, these are just rumours. but apparently was showing interest in this man. Yeah. Now, this player is called Jean-Clair Todibo. He is a centre-back for Nice. And he is 23 years old. He's a right-footed centre-back as well, and he's a right centre-back as well. Now, I've been just looking at his strengths and his weaknesses. His strengths are ball control, ground duels. His weaknesses are discipline, and he has got error proneness into him as well. I mean, Mason, would that be a player that would attract someone like you? Because I've actually seen videos of him, what he's been like, and he can be a machine at the back. I mean, we need a new centre back in because of Fabian Schär's not getting any younger as well. And he's 23 years old, so that's very young.
Yeah, obviously we'll put. Yeah. This weekend's the opportunity to see what kind of player he is, because obviously he'll be probably playing against Villarreal or Fiorentina. I think it's Newcastle. The play as well. So it's a good opportunity this weekend to see in person what kind of player he is, because no doubt he'll probably play in one of the matches against one of the three other teams. But if we get him, I'll be happy, because he's had pedigree playing in Champions League with Barcelona, etc. And I've heard positive things from him at Nice. So if we get him in, I'll be happy.
Yeah, he has played for Barcelona.
And I think as well. I don't know if it's true, but I think he might be friends with Maximin.
All right, interesting.
Yeah,
that's interesting. I mean, according to the Silver Skull, he's valued at 32 million euros. So that's probably around about the 20-odd million mark, you could say. But Roly, was that a player that sounds interesting?
It sounds interesting. I was listening the other night to. You don't mind me mentioning another show, do you, Pete?
No, of course.
Yeah, Loaded. They're talking about Joachim Andersen at Crystal Palace. They did a bit of a comparison, and they said that what they felt was that he was a defender that could play mark touch tight like Botman can. Was quick and can spray the ball around a bit like Schär does. How much it'd take to get him from Palace, I don't know, but I think the way they described him was plug and play, because he's Premier League experience. I think he's 26. And I sort of the idea of someone like that sort of is growing on me. But Todibo, again, my biggest worry is the discipline.
Yeah.
That does worry me. Because if we're going to lose him for a couple of games every twice a season, it does put a strain on the resources. So that's my main worry. He, from what I've heard, he is highly touted, but and a very good player and young. Everything ticks the boxes. Just that discipline that I have a worry about.
Yeah. Well, who says Eddie Howe can't improve that if we were to get him?
That's true. But it'd be better if he didn't have the discipline issues to start with.
Well, in a way, yes. But do you know what? I've seen clips of him, and he looks a machine at the back. He looks quite quick as well.
Yeah, but something we need. The pace.
Because Fabian Schär, there could be a time where he'll lose pace now. Yeah. He could lose pace because of his age. He's 31.
Yeah, and that's not exactly Usain Bolt.
Not exactly, is it? So, well, yeah. I'll just rattle through some comments. Coffee, hope you're well. Hi, Penny Mason. What do you think, Mason and Roly? What do you think of Osman going to Saudi? Well, the teams that's bidded from has put 100-odd million for him.
100. I think they bid 140 million euros.
Yeah, something like that, I know.
offer them like a £1 million per week.
Yeah, and I think it's Napoli
Which is
want bids over 150 million, so they'll come back.
Oh.
I mean, to be honest, I'm beginning to think that these this multi-club system that we have with PIF buying these Saudi clubs is because they're outside of Europe. They don't have FFP.
No, they don't.
Are UEFA and the Premier League going to suddenly think, oh, bloody hell, we're going to have to change FFP because the Saudis are getting all the best players?
Yep.
Maybe it's the cunning plan that PIF have to get rid of financial fair play.
That's it, isn't it?
That'd be nice if it was. And it worked.
Covey says PD looking also with the third kit. Well, it's not the third kit, it's the black and gold training one, which I really took an interest in. That's why I've got it. I'm still waiting for my third kit to be delivered, actually. Oliver says, Roly, when you coming next to St James's Park?
I don't know. It depends when I get tickets. I live in Merseyside, so it's a long weekend. Oh, it's a weekend trip. I'm going to try and get tickets for, I forget which game it is, the one, I think it's February the 18th. That's 2 days after my birthday. But if I can get tickets for a game before then, I will do. But I'll probably have to either pay hospitality or get one of the packages. Because there's no point getting a membership because I'm going to be in so few draws. It's not worth a mile unless it's just to give money to the club. But I'd rather do that and get a hospitality package. Or I went to the February game against Liverpool.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, using the sportsbreak.com. That was excellent.
I heard about that. Yeah, I remember because about that, Roly.
It was unfortunately I had to bring my other half, who's a Liverpool fan, and
you did, didn't you?
Gave me pelters after the game.
Yeah,
but barring that, that's the only downer of the weekend. But for 2 tickets and 2 nights at the Hampton by Hilton near the station was just under £600, which was pretty good value because we the Crown Plaza for that weekend was £300 a night. And it's a similar price that we paid for the opening game of the season. We stayed at the Crown Plaza, it was a lot cheaper, and got the hospitality in the barracks. Which was really, really good. We went in too early, so we missed some of the sort of pre-match atmosphere outside and in the Strawberry. But it was good value. Got really good seats. The food was good.
Yeah, that's good.
It's a different experience, but it was good.
Yeah, that sounds good. That Roly, definitely.
It's really going to be a case of getting the tickets is going to be the difficult part.
Oh, it certainly will be now. Evening, Pete Mason and Roly. How are you keeping, lads? Says Lee. Hope you're well, as Lee. If Osherman says no to the Saudi contract, I don't mind taking it in place of him. Says imagine if Newcastle got someone like Timo Werner, where it's super tiny. Oh, he is tiny, isn't he, as well? Oliver says, Roly, I stay at the Motel 1 in the centre. It's clean, great bar, not too expensive, says Oliver.
Yeah, I mean...
Where's Motel 1 again?
I mean, the thing is, I like a little bit of luxury because I don't get up to Newcastle often. So it's nice to stay in a posh hotel and have a few creature comforts.
Why not?
Yeah, especially if you've got the ticket.
Yeah.
I mean, the ticket's the main thing, but it's guaranteeing getting the ticket. It's going to be tough to get up there this season, but maybe when the fan zone is up, it might be worthwhile going up because I said they might have screens to watch the game in the fan zone as well.
I think they said they are.
Sorry?
I think they said they are getting screens on for the fan zone.
Yeah.
I think they said they are.
That'd be great,
Yeah, because it might be worth coming up. That would be as close as you could get, but And so getting tickets is going to be my problem.
There will be, since people have got a lot of memberships, and I'm not sure if season ticket holders are allowed to buy extra tickets.
I think they are. I think season ticket holders had to get a membership to be able to buy additional tickets.
Aye, that's it. See, I didn't bother with an extra membership.
And then it goes into the ballot.
Yeah, because considering you're paying hundreds for a season ticket, and then you're thinking, why do you want a membership on top of that?
Yeah. But I think the thing is that they're trying to be as fair to as many people as possible, because there's still a general sale as well, because they've got to have a general sale.
Oh yeah, hopefully they've got to.
But the ballot, the way I looked at the ballot is that there are 19 home games, a minimum of 19 home games in the league, and I presume that you go into the cups as well. So you're talking about 21 games. You're paying 37 quid, so it's about £1.90 for a chance of getting a ticket. If you get a ticket, you'd quite happily pay an extra £2 to get the ticket.
Yeah, that would be it.
An extra couple of quid to have a chance of getting a ticket, whereas without the membership scheme, your chances of getting a ticket are somewhere between slim and none. I don't think it's a bad deal. And then you do get discounts at drinks at Shearer's, and there are other discounts as well. So it's not as if you pay 37 quid and don't get anything back if you don't get a ticket. But it's I was surprised that they didn't have renewal for existing members, but I think that's because there was no ceiling to the number.
Yeah, that's it. I think that's it.
So you don't need to have an automatic renewal if you guaranteed to get one anyway, because they're going to sell it as you can.
Yeah, they are on the. We're up to. Paddy Granny has a spare room, says. Motel on the it's on the High Bridge next to Pleased to Meet You restaurant. All right. If Ashby joins Swansea, will he be a regular starter? Will he be an understudy to a particular player there? He could well be. Roly, Granny has 2 tickets. He can collect them in a bedside drawers. Oh my God, he's just laughing at that as well. Right,
so can I just come back on Coffee's question?
Yeah.
About Ashby. Basically, with Ashby, we've seen another right wing back from Exeter, but he played against Reading on Saturday as a left wing back, and he played absolutely outstanding. So I feel like Ashby could be playing more games, because let's saying who was saying from Exeter, everything's right wing back, but he's been changed to the left wing back, and he was outstanding. So I feel like Ashby probably will be a right wing back once he signs.
I'm sure they would have looked at the competition there to see.
It would be.
Now that Dan Ashworth is firmly ensconced and is probably supervising Shola, they would have made sure that he's gone to a place where he's got the greatest chance of playing games. I believe in loans now you can't specify that they've got to play, but you need to send them somewhere where he's going to learn and it's got a high chance of actually playing. I think he will at that level, because I think he's one of those players in his stage of his development.
Yeah,
he'd probably be one of the better right backs in that league.
Could well be. We should be keeping Ashby, says Andrew. He's done well, but maybe it's just to get him because he's going to be one for the future. Any news on Livermental? Not entirely, but something could be going on that we don't know. Roly, if you're a Piscine, Granny will give you free tickets to bed and pay the drinks. God almighty, Ronald. Well, talks of possible other departure. By the looks of it, now there's talk of possible reunion with Rafa Benitez at Celta Vigo. Again, we don't know how true this is. Isaac Hayden.
Isaac. He's a guy that I feel quite sorry for.
I think he's been a really good player. He's certainly a good CDM. He's done well helping protecting the back four.
He's had so many injuries.
That's been the problem.
Yeah, that's why I feel sorry for us. There's not it's just the injuries because, right, he's not the player for us now.
No.
That time has been and gone.
Yeah, it has.
That is a model professional.
Mm-hmm.
The times when he had issues with his family down south.
Yeah.
He gave his heart and soul when he was playing. Utmost respect to him.
Mm-hmm.
Last season, he had so many injuries at Norwich that he hardly played, so we couldn't have the obligation to buy kick in. He just deserves a good move.
Yeah, I agree.
Going back to Rafa would be a good one because Rafa's the guy that convinced him to come to Newcastle in the first place.
Yeah. Mason, what do you think? Would it be a good move if you went to Celta Vigo?
Yeah. Obviously, linking up with Rafa again. It'd be good from trying out a new league because I think letting him go there to La Liga be a good opportunity for him playing against some of the elite, like Real, Barca, Atletico. It'd be good for him, and most importantly, get minutes because he hasn't had much minutes in a few seasons now. Particularly when Eddie Howe first came in, and if he goes for Benitez again, he'll go me blessing because he wanted to move back down to south for his family. Didn't complain about one bit when Rafa wanted him to stay. He hasn't complained since, and I mean, he's been a decent servant considering what was going on with his personal life and wanting to move back down near London. So,
yeah,
I mean, fair play to him, and hopefully he'll go back reunite with Benitez and get him some game time what he needs.
Yeah, I think it would be a great move for him. He's been a great servant, but he's well down the pecking order completely now. That's the problem. But I think he said he could do a job in the midfield. He could protect defence, and he has done that particularly well at times. Watch he doesn't slip something in your drink. Even when everyone says, Lawrence, I hope you're well, Lawrence. But yeah, I think that would be a good move if Hayden went back. Again, we don't know how true it is, but I think Newcastle are looking to offload him as well, which is understandable because, again, we need the money. And
we need it for FFP, not that we need the money.
Well, you need a FFP to help generate. It's how much would he go for now? Do you think? So we only signed him for
4 or 5 million.
Was it 1.5 or a couple of million? It was.
Yeah. To be honest, I think he's probably worth 4 or 5.
Yeah, I don't think that's bad.
But I think
I was going to say that.
I think we'd probably take 1 to 2 just to move him on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it could even be as low as Darlow's to get him off the books.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's. I think again, it's that problem that the teams in this country that want him can't afford him, and teams that can afford him won't want him. So we've got to get rid of as best we can. It doesn't mean that he's worth what we take for him. It's more that we need to take. It's like selling a used car.
Yeah,
you never get the full asking price. You get beaten down on price, but there is a price that you'll accept.
Yeah,
and they'll have done their sums because they'll know. Like with the Maxi deal, you look at what we've accepted for that. That seems really low, and still, those stupid idiots in the other clubs are complaining that the price was overinflated.
No, I wouldn't say it was.
I know exactly. But they were complaining to the Premier League, so it needs to be looked in because it's artificially. No, it's not.
Absolutely, it was, wasn't it? Lee thinks he'd do well with Rafa, absolutely. Do you think we need another striker? Imagine if we got Matthias de Ligt, a missing defender from Bayern. I don't know if we are in for another striker. That's the problem.
I wouldn't have thought so because I think that my personal opinion is that the next 2 incomings, if it is only 2, will be defenders.
Yeah, it could be.
Because you look at our front 3, who we've got there. We've got Gordon, we've got Barnes, we've got Isak, we've got Wilson, we've got Miggy, we've got Murphy. We're stacked. Look at midfield. You've got Bruno, Tonali, Joelinton, Longstaff, Willock, Anderson's come through.
Been impressive in pre-season as well.
Yeah, so is Joe Miley. You mean you would have thought that kid was in his mid-20s, the composure that he plays with.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're stacked in midfield.
Mm-hmm.
Our starting back four is good, but we're fortunate we didn't have any long injuries there, because we lose a Trippier or a Shah, not so much Shah, but if you lost two players in that back four, particularly the fullbacks, and we're struggling.
You are a little bit, aren't you? That's the thing.
Yeah.
Could get a forward in January, maybe. It all depends. I think so. Would you take Harry Maguire? No.
No.
Do you think Tierney wants to come to us? No. It's a hard one, but he wants to stay at Arsenal.
I think he's staying at Arsenal.
I think Arsenal really want to keep a hold of him. When we have Bruno in the middle, Botman at the back, Isaac in attack, Newcastle's going to win the Premier League, says Coffee. There you are. We'll have now against Hayden and respect on the pitch. He gave it all. He did, absolutely. Right then, on to another one that's rumoured to be linked with as well. And again, it's another defender, another centre-back. Now, it's this guy. Now, also rumours Everton want to get this person as well. This player. Now, he is called Umar Solet. He is another centre-back who plays for Red Bull Salzburg. So that's in the Australian League. Now, if we look at his, so he's a defender, 23 years age, right-footed. His strengths are ball interception, ball control, and ground duels. His weaknesses, he doesn't have any outstanding weaknesses as well. So, Mason, what would you say to a player, someone like him?
Yeah, I'll give him a chance. You've seen some players who have came to the Premier League from Red Bull Salzburg, the likes of Keita, Bernardo, the Brazilian who plays for Brighton, Mornay. Decent players who have played for the likes of Red Bull Salzburg, who has came to the Premier League and done particularly well. Obviously, Keita has been stuff. Keita had a few injury problems. So if we get him in, and with the pedigree of Premier League players like Red Bull Salzburg players coming to the Premier League, I think he'll do very good if he doesn't get any injuries, because you've seen it with Naby Keita, because he suffered a few injuries when he was at Liverpool.
He did. No,
so if we get him for a decent
60 million apparently to SofaScore he's valued at.
How much? Sorry,
16 million euros.
It's in 1.6.
Yeah, 16 million. Yeah, 1.6.
So my biggest worry about him is that he's been linked with Everton as well. And you know how
Everton you know how they want players because they're fearing for the season.
Yeah, I mean, but you know how good Everton scouting has been over the years.
Well, again, they've got poor coaches. We've got better coaches. Who
I know, but I know that's. But sometimes you get these links, and then you see who else they're saying is linked with, and it almost makes me think like. I get the Newcastle feeds on the website, and a lot of them would go, West Ham said, "Oh, we've got competition for Newcastle." It's almost like you're thinking that Everton are in for this guy, and they said they've got competition in Newcastle. My mate's a West Ham fan, and he says the reason they do that is because if they don't get the player, they can go, "Well, at least we tried." So it makes me think that it's one of those that, well. Why would we be going to a player that might be interested in going to Everton?
Well,
is he not ambitious enough?
Well, I don't know.
I mean, there may be something in it. I think if it is a true link, the guy's going to be a good player.
Yeah.
Because as I say, we can't afford to make mistakes.
No.
But I better say my worries if being in for a player that Everton are interested in.
Well,
always makes me skeptical.
Well, I've seen some clips of him, and he looks a pretty solid centre back as well. So
Yeah, he may be. I mean, I've not seen any clips of him. I don't know. The first time I heard of him was with this link in the last couple of days. But I say, my worry is if he's linked to Everton, why are we looking at it? Because
well, we'll wait and see. Again, it's just a rumour. We don't know how true it is yet.
As we know, the club do their due diligence.
That's it.
They only go after the right player. So if we do get him, I'll be chuffed because I know he'll be the right player.
Absolutely.
The problem, we get linked with so many players. I mean,
That's
week
it.
It was Tobido. Now it's this guy. Next week it'll be someone else.
That's it. Yeah. Mancunian Way, Martin. Good evening. Hope you're well, buddy. I don't see Chelsea giving us Lewis Hall. I can't see that. He says, "Hi, Martin." He says, "You've drunk coffee. Well, is he a good player?" Well, which one was? It was either the two centre backs. I've seen them look good, but again, these are just rumours. Hey, Covey, I haven't heard of him. Well, a Manchester League coffee Tyrion replay for the Mason. He did. Says, "You forget the biggest name, Haaland." Probably Tyrion. Yeah, you forget Chelsea.
When I seen the comment, I thought
Ollie Harrison. They did. Question: What place would Newcastle finish in the league this season? I believe we will kick on and finish second. I think we might finish third. So that's a place up.
Hopefully.
I think we'll still be in the top four. I do believe right now. And Steve says, mistake to have Saint-Maximin. We actually don't need Tonali, but we need players like Saint-Max. I think we needed a centre midfielder because you could see how tired we were coming towards the end. When Joe Linton was missing against Leicester City, we did look a little bit lacklustre.
We were thin in midfield. And the other thing is we've got another potential superstar in Tonali. So we haven't won a game without Bruno.
Yep, that's it. No, we haven't.
Because we've got no one that can do the stuff that he did. Now we do with Tonali. So there's a possibility that we'll start winning games without Bruno if needs be. Obviously, rather have him in the pitch. I mean, I'm sorry. I would have liked Saint-Maximin to stay.
But it helped us with FFP. Even Eddie said he had no choice. He wanted to keep him, but we had no choice.
He went for the greater good. He generally didn't seem too happy to go. Obviously, he's going. He's not disappointed in going, but he would have liked to have stayed. But it's this FFP thing. It's by selling him with the transfer fee, even though I feel it's low, plus the wages for the remainder of his contract will allow us to buy 2 quality players.
Yeah.
And I think that we'll get 2 players in that 30 to 40 million bracket and maybe a loan for the remainder of the window.
It's a possibility,
we've moved away from he's playing. He's got a good record. He's in the buy-in phase that we were under the previous owner.
Yeah, absolutely. We definitely need a Tonali type player. BS says he ain't old enough for Everton because he's under 40. And we are packed with wide players, says Clarky. Yeah. Got your message, Pete. Thanks. We'll sort the daytime the other time. No problem, Martin. That's for when we play Man City. So, no problem. Looking forward to it, Martin. Imagine if Newcastle are first. Oh, that would be amazing. The whole city would be rocking.
Oh, that'd be.
Even Ben says, I was sad yesterday because Maxi left. He was my favourite player because of his pace. He was. Yeah, I can understand. Well, can see us pulling out a shock on the signings. It's all gone quite behind closed doors. Now everyone's back from America. Yeah, absolutely. Who can do what Saint-Max did that we do? No one. Harvey Barnes could.
Well, he's a different type of player.
But he is in a way. But
he's not got the tricks. He's a bit more direct. And he tends to, when the ball's on the other side of the pitch, he tends to drift in, which is where he gets a lot of his goals from. It's sort of like he can deliver a good wide ball, but he tends to come inside, and he's got a better finish than Maxi.
Yeah.
And it present different problems than Maxi.
Yeah, I've just had to put in here because... Sorry.
Yeah, go on ahead, Martin. Sorry, Mason. I think this is just a little bit lagging, yeah. Oh, is he freezing?
Looks frozen.
Swansea for the last 5 minutes.
Sorry, say it again, Mason.
Can you hear us?
I can hear you, but you're lagging a bit.
Swansea have put a tease in the last.
He's freezing again.
Yeah.
Oh, Mason, type it in the chat if you're freezing a bit.
Something about Swansea, so
Give us something about that. Oh, you're back. Oh, you're back, Mason. Oh, is Mason having problems again? Hello, I'll just read for this comment. Villa City, then Liverpool.
Swansea have put with tease in the last 5 minutes.
Okay, then.
Swansea, sorry?
Put out a tease,
Yeah,
apparently. I think he's flagging a bit.
Yeah.
Have the Champions League the screen when we will get players in 12 days' time. No. DRB. Oh, he's putting in the private chat. Swansea have put a teaser out. Okay, then. We'll have a look at that. See what Mason's saying. Oh, it's a fancy another one they've put out. So it looks like they are going to get another signing soon. It could be Ashby. You never know. All right, no problem. Cheers, me. I'm up to with me comments. Diaby seems a great player. He would have been a better Saint-Maximin replacement. He joined Villa. The fact is, with Diaby, we'll be in for him. There might be an interest, but doesn't guarantee we're in for them.
I think that we lost interest after last summer. And I think that Eddie wanted Barnes.
Yep. Could have well done. No, a few weeks off yet. Coffee they get announced. Oh, it's about the Champions League fixes. Yeah, it's the end of this month, end of next month. Oh, it's not Ashby, says Mason. Okay, then. So it's someone else. Did you see Tonali speaking English? No, I haven't seen that yet.
Apparently can speak, but...
Oh, well, that's good.
But that's talk about speaking English. That's the thing that surprises me is Miggy always does his interviews in Spanish.
He does, because
he's been at Newcastle for 4 years, and he's 2 years in Atlanta. So that's 6 years he's been in a predominantly English-speaking country. Yet he wants to interviews in English. He obviously understands English because he's obviously been listening to Eddie because you can see the improvement in his play, but he just doesn't like speaking it, obviously.
So, maybe loaning Ashby, but it's not Ashby, apparently. I've just read that one. When they show the best of ASM, they only show the Man City game. That's all he did. Barnes will do more in 5 games than ASM could do all season, goals and assists. Possibility?
Yeah, possibility, but then again, that comparison is sort of moot because Maxi's gone. He's not with us anymore. Yeah, I'm not particularly interested in rehashing the past myself because I'm looking forward.
Absolutely, we are.
He did a good job for us whilst he was here. He's been replaced. That's all you have to worry about.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Let's move forward. The Maxi debate has been ended because he's gone. We've got a replacement. If Harvey turns out to be better, it's a win-win.
It is, yeah. That's the main thing. I've seen some negativity from some of our War fans past a few days that I didn't care about Chelsea, Liverpool, Villa, Brighton, and shit. Well, we don't worry about these teams anymore. We're competing against them. Hi, people. It's Roly. Tony's in the chat now. Hope you're well, Tony.
Hey, Tony.
Without another great attack at mid to our season, we will have trouble. Our season will be stretched. I don't think that will be the case. Very soon, we'll end tomorrow and he speak Geordie soon.
He's getting English lessons, apparently, intensive English lessons.
That's good. It's Swansea linked to Ashby. I know they're linked, but that's not the teaser that they're coming out with, apparently. Ian, good evening. Hope you're well. All right, Pete Mason, Roly, hope you're all well, lads. Very well. Thanks, Ian. I hope you are as well. And hopefully we'll see you at the games there very, very soon as well, Ian. He spoke English on last night's video. Oh, wow. That's really, really good as well. Right then. So back to another one. It's another potential departure and possibly another and possibly he could all have a possible and also a rumor of also reuniting with Rafa Benitez as well. Apparently, the big T is in the house. It says, "I am on Unite Radio on Wednesday 5 p.m." Yes, you are, Tony. Yeah. That'd be great. That like, hi, Peter Mason and Roly, like the Brentford goalkeeper. Yeah, the keeper was canny.
Yeah, but it's not going to get past Pope.
No, he's not. Definitely not.
So,
Could see Maxi playing against us in a previous match next year. He could do. Whereas Gallagher in the chat, Paul Madman. I don't know where Paul is today. Andrew thought Mason's disappeared. Right. So again, another rumor. Again, it's just a rumor, but another possible of reuniting with Rafa Benitez. Mankio.
He's one that I've got mixed feelings about going.
Yeah.
Because he's been decent for us.
He has.
It's not the only going forward. And I think that sort of move would depend on Livramento or a right back coming in because Emil Kraft is still recovering from his ACL.
He is, yeah. I don't think he's played in pre-season yet, Kraft.
No. So I wouldn't want to risk letting him go until we've got a Livramento or another right back in.
That's fair enough.
But yeah, get a few million for him.
That'll be
on decent wages.
Although it said we could sell him for free. But again,
yes, I heard that. But and again, as I said before, it's a case of a lot of teams can't afford them, and the ones that can afford them don't want them. So there are going to be some players that have some value, 2-3 million, that we are going to let go for peanuts, because the wages we save dwarfs the transfer fee that we could get. Because I mean, Mankia is going to be one of the better paid players because he's probably going to be on that 40 grand a week sort of value. So that's going to be a couple of million a year at least. And if he's got 2 or 3 years left on his contract, getting that money off the wage bill is actually saving us more than we'd get if we got a transfer fee for him.
It does, yeah, indeed.
It's the saving is more than the transfer fee. Obviously, it'd be great to have both, but if you've got to choose one, you'd rather have the greater saving than the fee.
Yeah, totally agree.
I mean, they know what they're doing. They know the accounts. They know how FFP works, and they've made the calculation, like with Darlow, that we're actually better off just getting him off the books and taking a hit on the transfer fee. Especially if he's going to a lower division, it maybe it says, right, they say, well, we can't afford his wages. We want it, so I'll give you a nominal fee so you can take his wages.
Totally, yeah. Absolutely.
And it works all around. Right, he may be getting a smaller wage than he did with us, but a bigger wage than most championship players are getting because they had to pay peanuts for the transfer fee. So it's a win-win.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Mason's coming in again. Daniel Hebel, thank you so much for becoming a member of the channel. Welcome to being a part of this community on the channel. Thank you so much for your membership. Really, really appreciate that as well. So there you go. Where I'm up to with me comments. Fingers up here. Hi, Super Tony. Did anyone see Burnley's announcement with the movie Monster Inc? I've not seen that yet.
I've seen that one. I've not seen that. I've seen a few of those. The Teletubbies was cringeworthy.
It was, wasn't it?
Then they did a Back to the Future one, which was slightly less cringeworthy.
It was, doesn't it? Mason, you there?
Yeah. Then they did one with the Identity Parade with them singing the Backstreet Boys, which I thought was actually quite good.
Yeah.
I've not seen Monsters Inc. I have to have a look at that later.
No problem. I think Mason's having problems again. Unfortunately, he's gone again. Harry, you're well, Harry, too, Trina. I doubt that we have a Gaza teaching Geordie like you did with Miradina. I can't wait for the Saturday and Sunday game at St James's Park. Can't wait for it as well. Do you think we missed out on Franco who went to Palace? Again, were we really in for him? We don't know. That's the thing. Tony on the radio, remember, don't talk about Schofield. Do you think Hodgson would be good for John's team? He's on about Man United. I think Man U have paid a canny lot of money, but I don't think he scores a lot of goals.
I don't know too much about him. I heard that we were looking at him, but we've obviously not gone for him.
That's it. We don't know, do we? Harry Tony says Ronald. And again, there's Daniel Hebel for his membership again. Thank you so much. Which goalkeeper should we get to replace Darlow? I don't think we'll be in for a keeper. I think we've got too many goalkeepers.
Yeah.
Got too many of them now because we've got Pulpus, we've got Dubravka, we've got Karius, and we've got Gillespie still.
Yeah, we won't get another keeper this window.
Which goalkeeper should we get to replace Darlow? I just read that one. Love Darlow, but he's never been Premier League standard. He hasn't. That's been the problem. Love and support.
He's not top 6 standard.
No, I mean, I think he was good. He definitely did it for the championship.
Did it for the championship, and when we got promoted before we bought the Dubravka in, he was decent.
Yep.
But he's not the quality that we need now.
No, he's not. Love and support, Peter. Keep up the good work, Broski. Thanks so much. We didn't need to replace Darlow. Even Ronald says I've been. Tony just saying hello to a few people. It's already recorded the show. 9 goals, I think, last season. 9 goals he already scored. That Hodgson for his club last season. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, great. I can't believe Fabinho just signed for the Saudi team. Well, he did.
No, I can't.
As well. So there you go. Yeah, Mason looks like he's had problems again, unfortunately. But we're going to probably start to draw the show to an end in just a moment. So, yeah. But, it's been a few things to discuss. Possible some rumours that have been linked with them. Possible players that could be in out there the door as well. So, yeah. Man U wasting money, says Daniel Apple. I mean, I don't think they've had the best of pre-season to Man United, have
they? They've had some... It's been up and down pre-season.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw a clip of the goal they conceded the other day when Maguire made a mistake and Onana came screaming at him.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not FFP anymore. Remember that. It's not UEFA Financial Stability, says Martin. It is silly, isn't? Roberto Sanchez was a shout, but think Chelsea are after him. He's a proper sweeper keeper and 24-25 Pope. Has 3 more seasons at most. He's 31. Yeah.
Well, it's got more than 3 seasons as a keeper.
Oh, yeah.
34 is no age for a keeper.
Yeah. Jimmy, who interviewed me, was fantastic, says Tony. That's great to hear, Tony. They got smashed off Wrexham, but I think they had a lot of youngsters in that game, though, Man United. But they got beat off, was it Real Madrid? Yeah, they did. Well, Real Madrid's a cracking side. I think Adam had a great time in America at the tour. He did. Apart from the last place he stayed at, he said didn't go according to plan, though.
Oh, God, that looked... Oh, man, that was horrible.
I mean, it was like a heater that was coming off the wall.
Well, hairs and stuff, and the door wouldn't shut properly. He's obviously not watched any horror movies in the US because they always stop at a motel.
That's it. Martin says UEFA now look at everything: transfer fees, wages, agent fees, etc. to the club's income. So if income is smaller, means spending becomes smaller. 90% of the year, 82% of the year, 70% then forward. That's a good point, Martin. Apologies for
that's why we need to get rid of some of the high wage earners that aren't doing much.
Yeah,
and increase the revenue.
Yeah, Fraser 80 grand a week. Jeff Hendricks on 50. Coffee says Tony very close to 1,000 subscribers, says Coffee. I believe Tony is not too far away, just 45 to go, I think. That's great.
Yeah, it's been a terrific ride.
Certainly has been.
With Tony. We've done so well. So it's really... So anybody who's on here watching this, when Tony starts broadcasting again, come on to It's All Black and White TV and give us a subscribe and a like.
Absolutely. Roly is a co-host on there with Tony as well, which is brilliant. Tony's channel, he hasn't been on the YouTube scene for a year yet. It was October when Tony created the channel, and he's not far away from 1,000 subscribers. So I think do chop Tony's channel. It's a subscribe. It's All Black and White TV.
1,000 subscribers before the season kicks off.
That would be fantastic. Hopefully that was the case.
45 subscribers.
Because it's a great channel.
Yeah, go look at some of the previous shows we've done. They're great. I mean,
there's some good. I've been on them, but there's been some good laughs on there as well.
Have a look back and then give us a like and subscribe.
Absolutely. So it's All Black and White TV. That is Tony's channel there. It's All Black and White TV. If you want to check that out, if you haven't already done so, great channel it is. Look like Bates Motel, that shithole, says Ian. Danas Referee Trust says, well, yeah. I think Tizzoni deserves more subs. He is good at what he does. Absolutely, I agree. Thanks, Peter and Roly, says Tony. No problem, Tony. Again, it's All Black and White TV, which is Tony's channel. And hopefully Tony can get up to 1,000 subscribers very, very soon. Deserves the support completely as well. Right then, I think it looks like Mason's not going to come back on with his connection problems again. Hopefully he sends his apologies for that. Great to see Tony getting there. Top man, says Lee. Absolutely it is. Totally, definitely is. So that's absolutely fantastic. So, right then, we are going to start to draw the show to an end now. So, Roly, would you like to let people know where they can find you?
They can find me on Twitter because I refuse to call it X.
I don't know. What is it, the whole X thing on Twitter?
Elon Musk, he's seen this app in the Far East where you do everything on it, like banking, social media, and he's always wanted one. And he was going to call it X. So now he's got Twitter. He decided he's going to call Twitter X.
Right.
Which is stupid for a couple of reasons. One is that apparently it's banned in Malaysia, that having something just X is banned in Malaysia. It's one of the bigger markets. And two, if you've got an Apple device, you can't search in the Apple store. You can't search for anything that's only one letter.
What? Jesus, what? That's a bit strange.
You need at least I think it's 3 characters before it'll carry out the search. He's just called it X.
Yeah.
I don't like Elon Musk anyway. I think the guy's a knob. But it's just stupid. You've got brand recognition with Twitter. Everybody knows Twitter. I mean, when it changed, I was looking for Twitter. I couldn't find it because they changed the logo to this X.
Yep.
But that's behind it. But I'm on Twitter at Pols67.
No problem. And you're also part of Tony's channel.
Yeah, you can watch me and listen to my comments and my disagreements with Tony on It's All Black and White TV.
You certainly can as well. So
it's nice that no one mentioned the Belgian league tonight.
No, they didn't. Thanks, Lee. Is Mason in your caravan? Or is that Harry, Tony? Been a great show tonight. Thumbs up, Chesley. Hi, Mason. Jason's back on the YouTube scene doing his Newcastle United shows now. So he is back with a brand new Keeping It Tuned channel as well. So do subscribe to Jason. Is coming back to do his Newcastle United content, which is great. So great to see Jason back doing that as well. Welcome back, Jason. Great to see you back. And do check out Keeping It Tuned on YouTube as well. And give him the support he deserves to get his channel up and running again. Daniel says, I have subbed to Black and White TV. I look forward to the next video, says Daniel. Well, nice one. So Tony's just got a new subscriber. Hi, Jason. Madrid and Dortmund, Pete, funny enough, I do think they will be top 3 alongside Liverpool and us. Eric Ten Hag getting his players now, they are. I think Elon Musk needs to stay off the smoke a while, says Andrew. Yeah. See Tony. Elon Musk is a bellend, says Tony as well. Yep. I see X and keep thinking it's too close to the app. Fancy your team to finish 4th or 5th as you wish to Champions League. It would be harder for 3 games. Well, could do. I think I've got the feeling.
The games, the rapidity of the games is if there was ever a season to have as a warm up for Champions League playing midweek weekend. It was last season because of the World Cup.
Yeah.
There was it November or October and so like February. You're paying twice a week, 3 times in 7 days.
Yeah.
Which is a perfect build-up, whereas normally we wouldn't do that. So if ever there was a season to prepare you for the Champions League, it was last season. Mm-hmm. So the difference is going to be the travelling.
Yeah.
And because we're in the Champions League, we're not going to be travelling to the arse end of Eastern Europe. So I don't think it's going to be as big a factor.
Hopefully it isn't.
As it could have been, because we've had the experience of doing it on a smaller scale.
Yeah, that's it.
And we've got a better squad.
Yeah. Apologies again for the internet turning into Sinclair. This week says Mason. So is that King. Some good. Look at Tony. The weekly Sinclairs from Jason. That's Saturday. Jason's bringing that back as well. That Saturday when Twitter Crash was delivered to get blue ticks. He's bringing his phone out. Probably be bugged, keeping an eye on it. I like Covey. There is a Sinclair video on the new channel. Oh, I'll have to check that out. No voice broski. Oh, sorry, it's been quiet as I'm looking for a new cars. I'm upgrading, says Tony. All right, then fair play. Nice on Tony as well. So there you are. Well, then that is the show coming into an end. So again, Tony says you can find him on his Twitter at Paul67. And of course, you can find him on It's All Black and White TV on Tony's channel as a co-host there as well. Of course, you know where to find me on my channel. Right there. Mine's going all over the place there. PD Proudlock, if you're not yet subscribed. And follow me on my social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and Snapchat, all PD Proudlock as well. Again, if you have enjoyed, guys, again, please remember to hit the thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. Of course, if you're new to the channel, if you're not yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button. It's completely free to do so. And it is helping the channel grow as well. And of course, hit that bell notification to be notified or any other pre-recorded videos or any other live shows on the day as well. Feel free to donate. You still can do so as well, even when the show's finished. And again, if you want to consider becoming a member for just 99p a month. And once we get enough members, we will look into prize draws and things like that once we get enough members on this channel. And again, thank you so much to Daniel for his membership for this channel. Really, really appreciate that. As well, just a few comments there. Come in at the moment. Great show. Pete says, Martin, speak soon, mate. No problem. Yep, absolutely. Definitely catch up soon with the previews for when we play Use by PD, Roly, Mason, and all. Take care, coffee. Awesome episode, lads. Look forward to the next one. Smash the likes if you haven't already, says Tony. Thanks, Tony. Just joined. Can you start from the beginning again, please? Well, you can rewatch the show, Gary. So that's okay. I love the smell of a new car, says Coffee. And hi, Gary, as well. Well, guys, enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll see you all later. Take care, everyone. Good night, all.
All right.